starting the season 3-0. Got a matchup between the number 6 and number 7 all-time winningest teams in NCAA history this weekend. Go ahead, give us your thoughts on this upcoming game.
Yeah, excited about anytime you can start the year with 3 wins. I think that's big, especially with a new group and so many young players, but so much room for improvement. And I think that's kind of been the theme with this group is try to get a little bit better each day. And I think we're seeing some areas of improvement with this group each time we go out, but I think there's so much more left for this group to continue to grow, areas we can continue to grow. But playing at SFA is always tough. It doesn't matter who's there, when it is, what time of year it is, whether it's a conference matchup or an NCAA tournament matchup back in the day, or a WAC, which they're no longer in the WAC, CUSA Challenge, which is what this game started out as. It's going to be tough, and they're very good at home, and they're going to try to turn you over. And had a good win yesterday at ACU, who beat FIU at FIU earlier this week. So it'll be a tough test, and obviously when you get 2 historical programs going against each other, there's a lot of history and tradition, so a lot to be proud of between 2 programs. But for us, it's an opportunity to go out and compete and try to get better and find a way to win in a difficult place.
We feel like the key is just to keep them off the three-point line.
Yeah, they've been pretty good. Well, they're going to spread you out, and a lot of theirs come in transition, and that's one thing that this group has to be ready for is, number one, take care of the basketball and value it. Don't allow them to play at their tempo and their pace. You know, they got down 16 yesterday at ACU, and they just stuck with what they do. They're going to try to change defenses and keep you off balance and out of rhythm, and they want to play at their pace, but they're not running to the paint. They're finding the three-point line, and they get to their 5 out, and they get their shooters to their spots, and they know where they like to get their touches, and you better be there on the catch.
We feel like, we need to be the focus for this team, keep the train rolling and be able to stop what SFA is going to bring.
Yeah, I think it's about us. Obviously, you go in with a game plan and a scouting report for your opponent, but I think our focus with this young group has to continue to be on how do we continue to improve in the areas where we need to, and then how do we continue to do well in the areas that we have been. I think rebounding is key for us. I think we've got to be disruptive defensively. We have so much room to grow defensively, and I think we've been okay, but we've got a lot of room to grow. Just playing with a lot of young players, a lot of new players. They're being put in situations they've never been in before, and so I think we've got to continue to focus on that. But obviously, you've got to keep them off the three-point line. You've got to force them to play at your tempo and your pace and not allow them to get in their rhythm of you can't let 1 or 2 live ball turnovers turn into 2 transition threes. It can't be, 2 possessions that turn into an 8-0 run. You've got to be able to control that and be solid. Get stops, rebound and run, and not allow them to get into their zone and get their defense set.
What's been your view of Harris's, start to her career?
I think she's aggressive. She's been one of our best competitors since day one that she got here. And I don't think she's gotten going offensively yet, and she'd tell you that. I think she's probably thinking a little too much and maybe a little tentative at times. But I think when she turns it loose, I think she's pretty crafty in a lot of ways. I think her versatility, her ability to shoot the 3, her ability to get to the rim, her length and size to see over defenses and make passes, I think it's going to be, the more she plays and the more comfortable she gets, I think it's going to be really good.
It seems like this team is, early on has learned how to finish games. How much of that is accomplished for them going deep into their schedule?
I think a lot of it is them not knowing what they don't know yet, and so they don't think about those things. They think about, and I think Jordan Marshall said it best after the game Sunday night. She said it's basketball, and we try to tell them those things, but sometimes I think it can get in, well, regardless of sport. You could be at the plate and, you're one for your last 15 at bats, and that's in your head, and this group does a really good job of just showing up, and, they go from moment to moment, and hopefully that's something that they continue with regardless of as they get more experience and more age. I think that's been a really big factor for this group of they like to compete and they like to win. And I think you can see that in their camaraderie, how they pull for one another. It's genuine. It's not something that they're manufacturing. And I think that's really special.
She has been getting to the line at a much higher rate than we saw last year. Was that something that you kind of told her, like, we need you to be more aggressive at this point?
Yeah, and I think she's taken that on. She understands, as you know, I think last year she was trying to be a facilitator, trying to be a point guard, trying to figure those things out, you know, as a first-time collegiate player, being put in that situation. Then you also have some upperclassmen, some older players that have been around, and I think she understands, and from our conversations in the spring and throughout the summer and the preseason, of we need you to be assertive, we need you to be aggressive, and one way that you can do that is get to the free throw line. And I think her ability to draw fouls, and then, you know, she's shooting, I think, 79%, right at 80% from the line. That's huge for us, and it can put opponents in difficult situations when they're primary ball handlers, because most people are going to put their primary defender on her. When they get in foul trouble, it's definitely beneficial to us. So she understands that. I think there's just a greater sense of urgency and understanding of what's needed of her, and she's taken that on really well.
Everybody there? Thank you, Coach.
Awesome. Appreciate y'all.